Hello, my name's Dave Coates. I know that I will have taught some of you on quantitative methods in the first year, but I suspect that for many I will be an unfamiliar face. Cathy and I have taught retailing logistics for over 20 years, and we have seen all sorts of changes and developments over that time. Perhaps the biggest of those changes have come from the growth in the internet as a shopping channel, but there have been many other changes and developments over the years. The obvious question at this point is, why am I speaking to you via a video rather than in a lecture room? The first answer is that I have retired and I have moved to the south coast. The second answer is that Cathy didn't want to lose all of the knowledge and experience that I have gained over the last 20 plus years. So the plan is that I provide much of my input via the internet and readings, and I am expecting to make a couple of trips to Loughborough to teach you face to face. So each week there will be material to read for me, some of it on Learn and some of it hard copies from sources such as Retail Week. Sometimes there will also be video links to follow, videos to watch. So this is the first week, and what should you be learning from me this week? My material this week continues thoughts in Cathy's introduction to retailing logistics, but also includes material about omnichannel retailing and distribution channels. Omnichannel retailing is something you take for granted when shopping somewhere like Next. You expect to be able to get the same goods and to have the same brand experience whether you go into the store or whether you shop online. The set of slides on Learn entitled Introduction and Trade-off has more thoughts on omnichannel retailing. These slides also highlight the importance of the topic, retailing logistics, and introduce the concept of trade-off. The concept of trade-off occurs in lots of places in logistics. The idea of trade-off is very simple. It's about spending more money or something in one area of the business in order to save hopefully more money or equivalent in another area of the business. There is a simple example in the slides, and we will see other examples as the module progresses. And the trade-off example in the slides illustrates a simple request from me. Please don't read the slides passively, just letting the words pass in front of your eyes, but read the slides actively. In particular, where there is a question in the slides, try and answer the question before you move on to the next slide. And there are quite a few questions in the slides for this week. Please take time to think about those questions to help you really understand the material. The second set of slides on Learn for this week discuss distribution channels, the variety of ways of getting goods from point of origin to point of consumption. Shops are obviously an important part of the process, but there are a variety of other possible intermediaries between the manufacturer and the consumer, people like you and me, the end users. If you prefer more words than is normal on a PowerPoint slide, you might want to read the set of notes, the set of word notes on distribution channels on Learn. The material for this week is nicely covered in the book by Rushton et al. Chapter 4 covers distribution channels, and Chapter 12 covers omnichannel fulfillment. In addition, Cathy should have given you a handout of readings on the topic of omnichannel fulfillment. One of the joys of teaching a module like this is that there are lots and lots of real-world examples. What are real retailers you know of, actually doing? And I tried to include some of these stories, so please read the pack of readings. And how might this material appear in an exam? A question on the Winter 2015 exam paper said, discuss the logistical challenges facing multi-channel retailers as customers increasingly dictate how, when and where they shop. The question also said, your answer should include examples of how a variety of retailers are seeking to solve these challenges. So the stories that I ask you to read are important. And you may only find other stories, they are good. But for much of this course, we want you to see the practical side through what retailers are actually doing.